20%. When COVID-19 was still on the rise, and people were just walking out of quarantine, unknown vendors would make their rounds around Detroit, Michigan, selling an unlicensed MLP-themed product to adults. That product was an alcoholic beverage known as Pinkie Pie's Party Punch. The drink itself was never distributed by Hasbro, even with the label on the back showing its company logo, a website, and strangely enough, a fake barcode. When these were given out, the sellers only took cash as payment, and some would be unreasonably rude to consumers, often telling them to go away if they had insufficient funds. Apart from the drink's backside tab attempting to pass itself off as official, each bottle contained 20 centiliters of liquid and 80% alcohol, with the other 20% of its ingredients being unknown as there were no nutrition facts shown when inspected. Instead of there being ingredients or serving details for this concoction, it simply advised the user to mix the punch with an energy drink for maximum fun. One of the people who did this was Alan Klein, a beer-reviewing brony on Facebook who went by the handle Ailey McHale House. It was live-streamed very late at night, and his follower count wasn't very high, so it is undetermined whether a recording of his stream was saved by one of his viewers or not. In the stream, Alan showcases the bottle's advertising design, asking the audience why Hasbro would even entertain the idea of there being an alcoholic beverage, before proceeding to read the back. He then snaps open a can of Monster Energy and pours both fluids into a 16-ounce mug. Afterwards, he proceeds to swig down the entire glass. He staggers a little, but quickly recomposes himself and gives his thoughts on how the drink tastes. According to one of the witnesses, Silas Abbott, he described it as tasting like pure, sugary cotton candy when left to wet the tongue, but having a strong kick of cranberries upon being swallowed. He goes on to discuss the overall intensity, what occasions this would be good for, etc. Throughout his description, he slowly started to get pale in color, but continued on as if he didn't feel anything. Sometimes, he would stop just to take deep breaths or just mutter something to himself. Eventually, Alan fell silent and leaned back against his chair, eyes glued to the ceiling. For the next 2.5 minutes, Alan stared off, with his phone's ringtone going off in the background. Call after call he ignored. The chat wondered what was going on, and if he was alright, with some of these comments mentioning that he looked high. Unexpectedly, after those 2 minutes and 35 seconds passed, a clear, pink fluid started to flow out of his nose, and his mouth hung agape, making a bizarre snoring noise. He promptly slouched his head in random directions, gazing towards other parts of the area, before his expression changed. He spotted something to his left, and jumped out of his seat. Catching his balance with the table in front of him, he cried and softly laughed at the same time, sputtering inexplicable phrases like, "It's you!" and "My hero." From what the viewers could tell, there was no semblance of secondary noise aside from the ones that he was making, nor did they know who he could have been talking about. He ran off screen after another minute of talking nonsense, screaming for her to come back. His door in the background slammed shut, and the live stream stood still for a quarter hour straight. Silas contacted the police after an extended period of Alan not showing back up, and his home was searched for any indication on where he could have gone off to. Apart from his mug falling onto a rug, there were no traces of him or the alcohol. Alan never returned home, and not once has he been sighted by public eye after the episode. Shortly after Alan's vanishing, each seller for Pinkie Pie's Party Punch disappeared along with him. Only one anonymous person was discovered to have purchased the drink besides Alan. According to Anonymous, the appearances were very difficult to make out due to their immense covering, consisting of face shields, masks, and sometimes glasses. No matter what we've been made aware of, we still have no clue how the production of this drink could have led to such an outcome, let alone what else it might have contained other than alcohol. There must have been loads of fun packed into that 20%. Written by La Fondapasta.